Back to my mental health and crime channel. This is for educational purpose only. This is all my speculations and my theories. Today I'd like to look deeper into the crime scene. If you pay attention to the door in the kitchen, it seems like there's blood on the door. I wonder if the fights for survival started in the kitchen. Ethan's sister-in-law wanted to know from the beginning why DM and BF didn't call 911, which is an excellent question. Why did they wait 8 hours? Were they threatened? Or were they involved? That's my question. So the families knew from the beginning that DM did not call 911 and that she was texting and calling all the roommates. And now we know that DM actually saw Xana lying on the floor. This had to be very personal. To unalive 4 students with a knife, it sounds very personal. Hate, revenge, jealousy. I still believe the frats are involved. So DM is trying to say she did not need to use the toilet at all. That is strange. How did she manage for 8 hours? Who is she scared of? Was she threatened or is she involved? DM's room is close to the steps. She would have heard everything. And Steve said there was a hell of a fight upstairs. Ann Taylor clearly said that there was one of the victims running from the 3rd floor down to the 2nd floor, back to the 3rd floor, and she ended up in the 2nd floor. That was what was said by the prosecutor, I assume. But Ann Taylor said that is impossible because the person would have ended back in the 3rd floor. So I think Kaylee and Maddie were found upstairs and E and Xana were found downstairs. Where are the 3 unidentified male DNAs? We are supposed to believe that DM came face to face with the alleged killer. That would be Coburg. And he did not harm her. He just passed by her. That doesn't make sense. I personally believe DM knew the suspects. That's the reason she didn't call 911. She heard rummaging upstairs and she thought it was the Sigma Chi fraternity boys that was leaked from the grand jury. So why are they changing the timelines, the story we heard before? Koberger couldn't have done this by himself. So this was definitely a party house for the whole neighborhood. Is that the reason they demolished the house? Wow. I wonder if they use Ethan's golf set, because there are many golf sticks missing. Hunter practically lived here. He used to open the door for the police. Every noise complaint. Was he using the spare room for rug activities? Allegedly. Because I want to know why they didn't call 911 for 8 hours. Usually people wouldn't call 911 if they have rugs and such things in the house. Did they panic or were they threatened? Did the suspect use this window to come into the house, or did they touch the window? Could the suspects have been hiding in the spare room before the victims even came home? Did the surviving roommates open the door for them? I believe the surviving roommates were told not to talk to the victim's family or anyone. Steve requested to talk to DM and BF, I guess. But before he could make his move, before he could get in a room and have a heart-to-heart talk with the witnesses, he was unexpectedly stopped in his tracks by the FBI. Interesting. The Bureau had sent an official letter to Steve's attorney in Moscow, Shannon Gray, warning that if there was any attempt to contact the individual, that's DM, Steve has been pursuing, there would be legal consequences. The witness had originally reached out to the authorities to a tip line that promised to protect the identities of anyone volunteering information, and the Bureau was duty-bound to honor that commitment. And the letter went on to make clear with an intimidating force that the fact Steve was the father of one of the victims gave him no dispensation from legal consequences that accompany tampering with government witnesses. So if that is the case, why didn't the FBI put DM and BF under witness protection program? And why weren't they allowed to tell the parents what happened? Is it because the surviving roommates kept on changing their stories? Could that be the reason? When the court starts, you must have heard of DM and BF are going to give their witness statements, but we won't see them on camera. That is not good. It's important to see a person when they're talking. Reading the behavior, analyzing what they say. Helps really in a case. DM had 4 interviews. One of them, she said, I can't remember what I saw, who I saw. She said, I don't know if I was awake or dreaming. How can they use her as a reliable witness? Is that the reason Ann Taylor is going for Bethany Funk for exculpatory evidence? Or would there be a Brady Giglow order? A mistrial. If the cops are hiding information, or if they have a history of lying, allegedly, what did Kaylee tell Adam? Could she have told Maddie that she moved on and she's got a new boyfriend? Could that have made Jack D jealous? Kaylee was moving. She's going to take her dog. She's doing well for her life. She graduated early. She's going to see Europe, visit Europe for a year. Was this a crime of passion? I think this was from Maddie's room. Why would the landlords of this house donate such a big house to the university for free? Doesn't make sense. Or did they sell it to them because the university wanted to demolish it? It was a party house. It would have spoiled the reputation of the college. But they were aware of the parties, but they never stopped them. Pay attention to what Joe Vito from the grub truck said, the guy with the Coca-Cola can. I mean, that's possible. Only issue is he was, number one, their neighbor, and number two, he's having issues already with them, apparently, from what I've heard. He's talking about Showalter. Everyone allegedly knew Showalter had problems with Kaylee, Maddie, and actually Ethan. He reported him and got him kicked out of his frat, Delta Tau Delt. We saw the girls ditching him and leaving him. He was upset. He's a skilled professional trainer. Hunter. So he's skilled with K-bars. And he has K-bars. You've seen it in his hunting pictures. He's aggressive. He's rude to women. He unalives coyotes and throws them in front of sororities' houses. This man is just a handful. I wonder why he was ruled out so soon. So in the beginning of this case, the police were looking directly at the Sigma Chief Fraternity Party Ian Zan attended from 8 to 9. Actually, they attended from 8 to 9 at the Betty party, Betty Blue. But from 9 to 2:10, they should have been at the Sigma Chief Fraternity Party. What happened there? Could it be true that they had a fight with the Davids and it got ugly? How come nobody's seen the couple even in one picture that night? I believe many people knew about the crimes before it even happened or before 911 was called. Let me know what you'll think. Bye.